In this lesson, we will learn about join. Join allows us to add columns between tables by related column from two tables that contain the same type of data. If we have table 1 and we want to add columns from table 2, we can join between them and receive the column 1 from the table 1 and the column 1 from table 2. We need to remember that in order to connect between these two tables, we need to use on. On comes after the join and enable to connect between related columns. We need to take two related columns and equal between them. The columns need to be the same. As we see here, we have table 1 and table 2. The column that we need to combine between them is the same. Let's see an example. Here we have select column product name from the products P. We call the products in a new name, alias of table 1, P. And after we write P, this is the new name of products, and we want a column from the products table, we need to write the new name P, point the column name. Join, we want to join between these two tables, so we join the table categories, and we call it in new name C. After that, if we want to extract the new column or the column of the categories table, we write the new name of the table C, point category name. We need to remember that these two columns must be the same. And if we see the result, we have the product name, the column from the P, that is products table. We have the category name, that is the column from C, which is the new name of the categories table, and the column that combined between them is category ID. So we see the category ID from the P table and the category ID from the C table. We have 1 and 1 in these two tables, so we can combine between them. Let's see it in the SQL Server. So, in order to understand it, let's do several things. First of all, let's run the products table. So we have select asterisk from the product table. Let's run this. So we have the entire table. What we want from this table is the product name. Now let's run the categories table. So we have select from categories table and run this. From this table we want the category name. Now if we run both of them at the same time, we can see that if we want the product name from the products table and we want the category name from the categories table, we need to combine between them. I will do it. We see that in the products table we have the category ID 1, 1, 2, 2, and so on. And in the categories table we have the category ID 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the only way to combine between them is that at least one of them will be one, unique, the primary key, and the other one will be many, the foreign key. What it means many? We can see that the category ID appears more than one time. One appears more than one time. We have twice 1, and then here we have 2, 2, 2. So it's many. When category ID or when a column is values appears more than one time. Here it's unique because 1 will appear only once. All this table is structured that we receive the category in unique way. So 1 will always be only 1 and 2 unique. So it's 1 too many. This is why we can combine between these two tables. So the column that we can use to combine between them is the category ID. In products is many, and in categories is 1. So many to 1 we can connect. Let's also look, if we run the products, we see now that we have 77 rows. And if we run the categories, we receive only 8 rows. So if we combine between them, we'll receive only the rows that has category ID, which means 77 rows. Now, when we join between them and we connect the related column, now if we want the product name, we get all the 77 rows of the product name. And if we want the category name, if we run this, we'll get all 8 rows with the category name. And we see them next to the product name because of the category ID. Let's run this. And here we go. We see that chai as category name beverage. Why? If we write here the category ID and of products and the category ID of categories, run this again, we see that the column that connected between them are category ID. And the amount of rows is 77. Why? Because all of the rows in categories table are connected to the rows, 77 rows in products. So we have category 1, beverage, Chang, and so on. Here we see that the category 2 are in these 4 rows. So for each row, we get the name of this category. And this is the join between